We're talking Holy Cross softball here in the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service at Arcaro and Genell. Joe Ross, the head coach, with us. And Coach, let's talk about this year, what our expectations are for the Lady Crusaders.
Well, the hope is to get outside with this weather. The weather's been absolutely brutal. We're in a position where we lost a lot of seniors last year. We lost 7 starters, but we have a good nucleus back. We have 3 returning starters, Lindsey Lapo and McGee, 2 seniors who are going to provide some leadership this year, and Jenna Bradley is a freshman and was a freshman last year, contributed heavily, and now we expect her to step up both pitching and offensively.
As far as the league this year, always good competition in the Lackawanna League. And we were just talking about the Wyoming Valley Conference and some of the bigger classifications. That's going to be a dogfight down there, but you always know what to expect.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that I think is an advantage for us, especially when we get into the districts. The level of play in our division is very, very good, and we get pushed to the limit from all the 7 other teams. So it's great to get there. Our kids get game ready. They get thrown to the fire early, and every game is highly competitive.
We used to see that dominant pitcher years ago. Now the trend seems to be the pitcher for 3 or 4 innings, you throw somebody else at him for a couple of. Talk about what you've seen with the game of softball. You're a baseball guy for a long time. What have you seen with the game of softball in your tenure there at Holy Cross?
Yeah, I think that you start to see some of them split in. We've been fortunate in my first 2 years. We had 3 good pitchers. This year we have 2, I think, really solid pitchers. Jenna Bradley, who I mentioned earlier, is a sophomore. She's already verbally committed to Hofstra. And we have a freshman, McGee. Both throw the ball well. They locate the ball well. Neil Hawkrider does a great job with our pitchers. So we're expecting some big things from our pitching staff this year.
How about for you, little things between baseball and softball as far as coaching kids? Is there a whole lot of a difference, whether it's stuff at the plate or, things that you do infield-wise?
Yeah, I think there's slight nuances, and I think the biggest difference is everything is compressed in softball. The 60-foot bases, everything happens a little bit quicker. And I think in terms of what we've done in terms of preparation, how we run practices is pretty much the same in both baseball and softball. I think coaching girls has been a phenomenal experience for me. I've been very fortunate with the administration, the athletic department at Holy Cross, and our kids. Our kids come, they work hard, they put the time in, and they're committed to improving every day.
The toughness of the young ladies is always something that comes out in covering girls and women's athletics over the years, and they're resilient. But they kind of there's certain things about when you coach girls that you really enjoy if you've coached guys, and it could be a little refreshing, and I'm sure you see some of that on the softball side.
Absolutely. It's a different environment, and one of the things that I will say, a good friend of mine told me when we had our first daughter, he said to me, the difference between boys and girls, for a girl to play well, she has to be happy. For a boy to be happy, he has to play well. And, it sounds small and subtle, but it really is the truth. I mean, we have a very relaxed, loose atmosphere. Sometimes I got to scratch my head because they put that ridiculous rap music on in practice, but it keeps them loose. And,
Sure.
You have to let them braid their hair and make sure they look good. But when they come, when the bell rings, they're there and they get after it.
Whenever you talk to somebody at Holy Cross, they all talk about the welcoming community, and you hit on it with Ben Tallarico does an incredible job at the top as a principal. You mentioned a little bit about Al Calais, your athletic director, but the teachers, the parents, everybody from somebody who's cutting the grass to somebody who's serving
Absolutely.
a lunch.
Absolutely, and it really is. It's a small community, and it has its challenges. People say you're a private school, you can get kids from anywhere, but we don't have the feeder programs that the public schools have. But the one thing about Holy Cross, it kind of brings you in and it accepts you. It's a very welcoming, accepting community, and it really is like an extended family. And that goes for the athletic administration, the school administration, the faculty, staff, students, as well as families.
Is it as simple as what you said? If the girls are blank, it's going to be a successful season? Is it as if the girls are happy, we're going to have a successful season?
Well, I think so. I mean, that's incredibly simplified, but one of the things that we try to stress as coaches is to just play hard for one pitch at a time. And I know it's a cliche, but really to break it down into small increments is really to do. We talk all the time about being a process-oriented sport. You can't worry about results in this, and softball's a brutal game. There's so much failure around and mistakes are going to happen, and to be resilient and to kind of be have some intestinal fortitude is what we try to preach. And we've been fortunate at Holy Cross that our players buy into that philosophy.
Joe, always a pleasure to talk with you. Hope you have a fantastic season this year.
John, thank you. A pleasure to see you as well.
Lindsey Lapo joining us. She is a senior from Holy Cross, shortstop. And Lindsey, what are you excited about this year?
I'm excited to see what we have in store because we lost like a lot of players, as many people know, but I'm excited to see what we could put out there.
Well, remember Lauren, and now we have Leah coming up. So let's talk about Leah, softball player as well.
She is. She's 13 now, and she's going to be going to Dunmore though next year.
Okay. How much fun are you having with this group of girls? It seems like a good group.
I love it. I mean, like, I was really close to the team last year, so like it was hard to like adjust at first. But everyone is so compatible. We get along so well. It's fun.
Language club, student council. Anything unique you do with either of those?
I take Latin. I took Latin for 4 years. I took Spanish for 2 years. So like it's fun. It's interesting.
Let's talk about the math. You enjoy that as well, and where that is going to take you down the road at Kings. What do you think you're going to study there?
Finance. I'm actually majoring. I'm planning on majoring in because math has always been like my top subject. So I want to continue that.
Well, it's a great choice and a great college for finance, Kings College, and I'm guessing softball's in that future.
Yes, of course. Always.
Of course, a lot of local talent headed to the Kings, and they have a pretty darn good program. Are you looking forward to that competition?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Let's talk about the folks and what they've laid down for you as a foundation to say this is going to make you successful.
My dad was always more for this. He was always the one to push me for softball wise. My mom was always there academically. So when it comes together, they push me pretty hard. I've always been pushed to motivated.
Take us through this infield this year. Who's going to be playing where, and still some positions up for grabs?
Well, right now we have 2 pitchers, Jenna Bradley and McGee. And when one of them aren't pitching, they play first. We have Olivia Krupski. She's a junior. She plays second. Me at shortstop. We have third base. We're still working on trying to find a main person there. That's between Keelan Shemifanig and Allison Havlowski. And for catcher, we have Allie McGee. She's our other senior. We're the only 2 seniors on our team. And the outfield, we're still working on where we want to put. We have 1 freshman, Tia Polizzi, and she's going to be out there. We have Gianna Sacchetti, Gianna Calciano. So we have lots to work with. So we just have to put them in put the puzzle together.
Those names, working on those names is not easy.
No,
you got them down.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
You got them down, Lindsey. Well, it sounds like you have a bright future. I know you got a family that's all over you as far as academics and athletics. So nice to be a Lepo, and we wish you the very best.
I'm lucky. Thank you.
Allie McGee with us from Holy Cross. We talk about the softball team this year. It's your senior year. And what positions can we expect you playing this year, Allie?
I think I will be in the outfield or a catcher.
And as far as other sports, you're a 3-sport athlete, basketball and soccer. What do you enjoy about both of those sports?
Soccer I actually came back to last year. I played it for my senior year, and I'm a goalie, and that was always my favorite position. So it was really fun to come back for that this year. And basketball, I really like being aggressive. So I like, boxing out and stuff and playing rough.
Let's talk about the organizations and clubs you're involved with there at Holy Cross.
I am in student council and National Honor Society. I'm the secretary. And I'm an IHM scholar.
Pretty darn cool. You have a sister, Erin.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about her.
She's over there. She's a pitcher for us. She's coming in as a freshman, so I'm really excited to play. I played basketball with her, so I'm excited to play another sport with her.
Math, chemistry, English, couple subjects you like, number 2 in your class with a 4.1. Talk about your dedication there as a student athlete.
It wasn't really until high school that I started studying a lot and really finding my place with academics. So I really excelled at that, and it is hard finding time to balance homework and school, but I figured it out by senior year, and it's working out pretty well.
Let's talk about that next step for you. You have some interesting choices and some fabulous choices. Tell us about where you're thinking about headed.
The options right now are Loyola University, Maryland, University of Scranton, and Colgate University. It's a difficult choice, but I think I'll end up doing what's best for my major and my future.
Okay, and what is in that future? Talk about the major, what you want to be when you grow up.
Right now it's neuroscience. I'm just kind of sticking with the science. I think I want to teach college later on and actually travel. I think I want to minor in Spanish.
Awesome. Let's talk about your parents and your Nana as your role models. Tell us some interesting stories as to what they've laid as a foundation for you, or some interesting things about them that you tried to model yourself after.
Well, my parents have always been there for me. They always support, typical parents doing what they can for you. My dad's actually my coach. He's over there as well. And he always has the best advice. He actually just fixed my swing over the weekend, and it made a huge difference. And as far as my Nana, she's always there supporting as well.
All right. Well, great to hear. You got great things ahead for you, and we wish you the very best. Olivia Krupski is with us here on the Gianna Mendola Show from Holy Cross. We talk softball. It's your junior year this year. What do you like about this year's team?
We're very close this year. We team bond, we sing, we dance. We really are a family this year.
Let's talk about the coaching staff, Coach Ross and the rest of the coaches. What are those guys like?
Yes, they are a big help, constantly telling you everything you need to do to work to your highest potential that you could get to. Batting, they are excellent. They tell you everything. They work on all the mechanics.
Let's talk about the other sports for you, soccer and karate, something that you did as well. So take us through both of those.
Yeah, soccer is my favorite sport. We were really good. We won a lot of games in the districts. Karate is something I was born into. My aunt is a very good karate teacher, and it's just a good quality to have.
You're involved with a few clubs there at school. Talk about what you do to stay so well-rounded between the academics, athletics, and the clubs as well.
Yes, clubs are good to have on your resume for college, and it's a good opportunity to learn what you want to do in the future.
Well, we've got two siblings, so tell us a little bit about each of them.
Yes, I have a brother, Tim. He was a really good role model. He played basketball. He was a good athletic person. And my sister, Megan, who helps me through everything.
School-wise, anatomy and biology and math, you have a favorite teacher there at Holy Cross?
Yes, my favorite teacher is Mrs. Gatrone. She's our anatomy teacher. She made me fall in love with all the sciences, and she's really helping me to push to what my career is going to be in the future.
Let's talk about life after high school. You're thinking college, and you're possibly thinking about sports as well?
Yes, I'm thinking about playing either softball or soccer in the future.
Pretty darn cool. Let's talk about your dad and your mom and your Aunt Diane as some of your role models.
Yes, my dad is my biggest role model. We would always play catch. He really helped me with all my sports. And my mom, she loves me dearly. She pushes me. They all push me to be the best that I could be. And my Aunt Diane was like a second mother to me. Very close. Awesome.
And every team you play is a great rivalry. Talk about stepping up and knowing that you're going to get everybody's best and vice versa.
Yes, there's no big team that's a rival. Every team, we have to take one team at a time and think that we have to play just like we would play for any big game. Mid-Valley is definitely a good rival for us, especially for me because I went there kindergarten through 8th grade, so it's good to play with the kids that you used to play with.
We expect more out of you defensively or offensively this year?
I'm a good second baseman, I believe. I play defense really well.
All right. Well, we hope you have a successful season, Olivia. Thanks for telling us your story.
Thank you.
Gianna Sacchetti joins us from Holy Cross here at the Gianna Mendola Show. And Gianna, let's talk about it's your junior year, what it's like to be a student at Holy Cross and being around all these fellow students that you're with. But it's just a welcoming place. Everybody says that. Talk about that fitting in and making it feel like it's home.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a close-knit school. Like from joining sports and all these different clubs, I feel like I really truly have a different family. Like when I come to school, I have so many friends. It's really a great atmosphere there.
You're an athlete, two sports, soccer, and of course softball. So, what is it you like about soccer? What do you like about softball?
Definitely like the team aspect. That when you get down or you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. There's always these people who are there for you and they pick you back up when you make these mistakes or something.
What do you offer there in center field? A little bit of speed. You got a decent arm. Talk about what you need to do out there in center.
You need to always know what's going on. You need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to have speed and a good arm. And it's a big position to fill.
You're involved with a lot of clubs at school, so you're pretty darn well-rounded. Tell us a little bit about whether it's the foreign language club or mock trial, something that you really hits home with you and why you like it.
Well, mock trial, we made it really far this year. We made it to the Final Four in states, and it's like a big mental game that you need to always know what's going on. It's somewhat like softball. You need to have the right mindset. You need to be mentally prepared for it.
Well, I know you want to go to college. You're still not sure what you want to major in, but did you consider law at all or anything in that major?
I definitely considered it, but yeah, it's one of my considerations. I just don't have a really good idea yet.
Well, you're really bright with a 4.1 grade point average. You like your Englishes? Are you a good writer?
I like to read more so. Definitely reading.
Cool. And that's a kind of a lost art nowadays. So reading is great. And anytime folks hear, hey, my kid reads, that's fabulous. And I'm sure the teachers and administrators like that as well. Let's talk about your mom and dad and their role in your life.
Well, my mom and dad both work at Regional Hospital, and my dad gets up 6 a.m. every morning and works till 5 p.m. My mom works night shift. She's up all night, and it's just like, it really like hits home with me that they're doing this for me and my brother, and that they're working so hard for this.
Yeah, that's a tough work ethic there. Mm-hmm. What a good team, right?
Yeah.
Nico, let's talk about him, older brother.
Mm-hmm. He goes to King College, and he's taking in the footsteps of my dad for PA.
All right, awesome to hear. Well, I know there's a bright future ahead for you. I know you're really excited about this season. Go get him, Gianna.
Thank you.
Jenna Bradley joins us from Holy Cross here on the John Mendola Show. It's her sophomore year. You're a pitcher, play some first base. Let's talk about all the effort you've put into pitching over the years, and it looks like it's gotten you somewhere.
Yeah, working with my dad since I was little, I never really wanted to be a pitcher, but it's kind of thrown into the mix. But it's kind of my safe place now. Like when I'm on the mound, nothing else is happening. It's like just being able to compete and face against batters, and just knowing that you can work past them, and just hours and hours of practice, and being able to say that I can play at a Division I level when I graduate. It's going to be really exciting.
Well, you already know, right? It's Hofstra University.
Yep.
Talk about how that came about and what some of the other choices were.
So I play with the Rhode Island Thunder Gold team for travel, and I knew recruiting was going to be big this summer. So I sat down with my coaches and the recruiting staff for my team and my parents, and I had a list of schools of what I wanted and some of what I didn't want. And it was really just getting the right exposure this summer, playing across the country and visiting schools. I visited schools almost every weekend. And I mean, I was on some big campuses, but Hofstra was just the place that I wanted to be. It was like home for me. And when I went, I never wanted to leave. And working with Larissa Anderson, the coach, just being able to take everything that she's taught me so far, be able to apply it, I think it's going to help me out.
You like going down to Philly pretty often as well?
Oh yeah, yep. It's a fun drive with Jen Ballot, my pitching coach. I also work with Tom Rosinski in our area. He's helped me to get my basic fundamentals, and then Jen has really taken me to the next level. And being able to work with her daughter Maggie, who pitches with Oregon, and just seeing that it's possible for a small town girl to be able to go far and play with these big schools.
Well, small town girl, let's see, you talked about the Rhode Island, and now we've got Hofstra, and now Oregon. I mean, there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle down in Quakertown.
Yeah.
Your folks probably have put a lot of time into making this happen. How thankful are you to them?
I couldn't thank my parents enough, because the last year has been kind of stressful, knowing that my time is ticking of recruiting wise, and if I wanted to make my dream come true, that I've had them by my side, and just to have them pushing me along the way. And you know, those days where you don't want to go out and play, and my dad's saying, no, like, if you want this, like, you have to be better than everybody else, and you have to want to be great. And they've just pushed me, and my mom has been their emotional support, and I really wouldn't be where I am without them.
Got all those things going on in your life, yet you find time to do some horseback riding, and something you say you do every day.
Yep.
Take us through what it's like to be you, and where you do it and how you do it.
So I've been riding at Over the Hill Farm since I was about 7 years old, and it's really helped with work ethic. Just, you know, Saturday mornings or holidays when it's snowing, and knowing that you have to go up and clean stalls, and it's just that extra responsibility. And instead of staying at home and playing video games or social media, it's, well, you have to go take care of Lace. Like, my parents have invested in that, and that's something I love, and kind of keeps me sane almost with all this craziness, being able to go and ride and take my mind off things.
You're involved with a lot of things at school. One of the highlights being the class president there of that sophomore class. Big responsibility.
Yeah, it's kind of something for me. Like, I just like to be a leader and be able to talk to other people and just get things done. And that was a big opportunity for me this year because I've been on student council, and last year I was on student advisory board, and this year being class president, just being able to be someone that everybody can kind of talk to and always be there for everybody. So it's been fun.
You're a heck of a student, 3.8 grade point average. You enjoy a couple classes. Let's go back to your family and your brother Nick, a little younger than you. Tell us about him.
He's a stud. He is 10 years old, and he is pushing me to be a better player every day that I work out with him. And just seeing how far he's come since he was little and the future that he has, it's unreal to think that what he's going to be one day. And if I keep working hard, then I'm a good role model for him.
You got a great work ethic. It's great to see all the things you're doing and the positives. One last thing, let's ask you about this team on the field. What do you like about the Lady Crusaders, and how good will that lineup be? We know defensively with some arms that you have, including yourself and some experienced players are defensively. What do you think that lineup will be with the Bats?
I'm so excited for this year because everyone's kind of stepping up and not trying to do big things, just taking it a pitch at a time and just working to get people on base, move people around. We have a lot of speed with Lindsey and Liv Krupski and Allie coming up. And then the freshmen are really stepping up, and they know that they have jobs to do. And then we have some juniors, Gianna Sacchetti, she's been hitting really well. Just a lot of people up and down the lineup, and everyone just knows that we have to get the job done. And if we're going to do well this year, we have to just keep competing. And if someone gets in a hole, not to get down and be worried about it, like just be there for each other.
Jenna Bradley, Holy Cross, have a great year.
Thank you.